morning and welcome back to another Travels of Red Rover.
I'm Corinne.
And I'm Shawn.
And what are we doing today, Shawn?
We are up on a trail called the Rock Garden Trail in Palo Duro State Park.
Yes, we got up early to do a sunrise, but our location didn't work out. So we're just scoping out another location that may work out for this evening. So we're just doing some walking and handheld pictures at the moment.
Yep, just taking a few handheld as we're walking along, mostly to remind me what I was seeing later on. Although there's, it's actually turned out to be kind of pretty in here in the morning. So I'm a little surprised.
We're just going to do a wander up the trail and see what we see, and perhaps it'll work into something good for this evening. The Rock Garden Trail is about 2.5 miles. It starts at the lower part of the canyon and climbs up through a number of rock structures. It does go all the way to the rim of the canyon, and it is considered a difficult hike because of the elevation gain. We may not do the entire trail. We're just mostly interested in the rock structures that are here down at the lower part of the trail. So we're scoping out some spots that are easily accessible to us and doing a few handheld photos.
Cool.
The trail here is mostly dirt and some rocky steps. You can see that the rain has eroded some of the trail, but it's not too tough to walk on. And the steps up aren't too large for people who have trouble getting their feet up above knee height. There's lots of juniper along the trail and some prickly pear cactus, and then these really lovely rock structures that are tilted and angled. They make some interesting shapes and forms.
Corinne and I have been walking up the trail here, the Rock Garden Trail, and been taking a series of handheld photographs. And I thought I'd just talk a little bit about what I'm doing with respect to the handheld photographs. So all I've got is my camera out. I've got my ISO set at 400. It's quite bright, so that speeds the camera up to make sure I don't get any camera shake. And usually I've got my stabilizer on, and I do use automatic focus when I'm hand holding because I actually don't see so well through the eyepiece as well as I used to. So the camera does a better job of focusing than I do. And then what I'm looking for is I'm looking for interesting structures and shapes that are nicely lit. So I'm looking at the the combination of those two things. And they could be pointy rocks going up into the sky. They could be trees. That could be bark. It could be, there's quite a few beaver tail cactus up here, so sometimes it could be cactus. But the trick is, each shot has to have some nice lighting in it in order to make it kind of pop off the page a little bit. And then also it's a way of decomplicating the overall photograph. So I'm using the light to define the composition, and in some cases I'm also using a nice stark shadow to make sure that I keep the viewer's eye in the middle of the photograph or on the composition I want them to be looking at. It's really pretty simple. It's a trial and error. A lot of the shots won't work when you get back to the computer and look at them, but you're going to pick out a handful that are going to be quite lovely. And that's really what I've been doing today. Shooting on aperture priority, although you could shoot manual pretty well. I've got the F set at about 11, but I also will make that larger or smaller, the aperture smaller, if I maybe want to like do a sunburst in the background, or sometimes I want to blur out the background. I'll open up the aperture down to around 4.5, just to blur out the background. Otherwise, I'm shooting on, as I say, ISO 400, f11-ish. And I changed my white balance down to around 5500. It's the light's getting pretty harsh here now, but early in the morning it has a kind of a nice reddish tinge that go with it. So that's my camera settings. Hope you enjoyed that little bit here, and I'll add some photographs to sort of highlight what I just talked about. Well, folks, this brings this short video to an end. I sure hope you enjoyed our short walk through the rock garden and some of the lovely handheld photographs we took. And if you did, we'd sure appreciate you giving us a thumbs up.
And if you'd like to see more of our videos, we hope you will subscribe, and we appreciate everyone who has subscribed so far. Also, be sure to share it with your other photography friends.
And if you'd like to know when we release videos, hit that little bell button down below.
And we love to hear from you, so put any comments or questions in the comment section down below, and we'll do our best to respond as soon as we can.
And don't forget to also subscribe to our friends Craig and Shelley Neeson at Craig Neeson Photography. They've been just a joy to be with, and they're somewhere down the trail behind us here, and we'd appreciate it if you give them a little love as well. Take care, and bye for now.
Bye for now.